Now, in our last episode, we spoke about what to do when you determine that there are situations that you need to walk away from. But what about people that walk away from you? How you deal with that? Can talk about that when I get right back. When we just have meds, when we jam, we jam. When we just have meds, when we jam, we jam. I want to get straight into it. Straight to it. So, how do you deal with the people that walk away from you? Forget even, I mean, there's sometimes when you pursue something and it falls through, like whether it be a job opportunity or something, or a relationship or whatever, and it falls through. And I always say, you cannot ruin what was meant for you. You can, you know. That's why, you know, I'm very I'm very careful of the advice I listen to. You see it? But yeah, it is true that there are certain things a lot of people don't realize, you know. Whether you believe in God or not, you know. Yo, the hand of God powerful, you know. Because God will see you in a one situation and be like, bad man, how you put, like, you realize you just put your bishop in a one corner and them just drop the pan them and now your bishop now nowhere for go. How you manage that? You never see this? That's how God is looking at you. God is looking at you like, Bridging, like, you know, say, you just trap your piece. You just trap your bishop. Like, alright, you see the pawn. Alright. Yeah, you capture the pawn. No, the man lock it. No, you trap your bishop. And it can happen to any piece you have. It could be a rook, it could be a queen. So, the point is, enough time, we end up in what they call situationships. And God all upon you like, dog, how you manage this? Why you end up with this? Not even with she or him. How you end up with this? When we just have a meds, when we jam, we jam. When we just have a meds, when we jam, we jam. So a lot of times when, you know, you maybe you envision a future with the person that you are trying to make this thing work with. I'm gonna look on you like, bad man, that not gonna work, you know. Look at it objectively. Like, let's be real about the person that you said you wanted a future with. Look at all the things on the list. This person cheat upon the first person that should try to have a family with. She cheat upon that person. And then the second person cheat upon her and give her the karma what she deserve, and then she decided to become physically abusive to that person. So now it's like, you really like, bad man, that's a recipe for disaster, because she did have two people where she did like, claims that she did like, and what happened? She abused them. So she abused them. You think you're special? No. And these are the lessons that you get. So sometimes you want to give people chances and say, no man, but you know, maybe them learn from the mistake and them not gonna do it again. But then them do it again. And so you think that because you're not beat up nobody, that you're not abusive because you're not physically beat them. You provide people with the same experiences. Remember that conversation we did have? You can't do that. Because there are times when you re-traumatize people. People that walk away from the same situation that them they come out of. And them there with you. You did promise a different experience and then now look on it now. You do the same if not worse. So sometimes we have to recognize when things fall apart. It don't have nothing to do with you. I never your fault it mash up. It did for mash up. It wasn't supposed to happen. It was never meant to be. It wasn't supposed to happen at all. But we just have a meds. When we jam, we jam. When we just have a meds. When we jam, we jam. Again, I gave a warning to myself. Never become like the people you walk away from. But even the people that walk away from you, because this is about dealing with people that walk away from you. Right? Nothing. Let me tell you. A lot of times, we apply for job and we get the "we regret to inform you" email kind of thing. Nobody likes being rejected. Nobody likes when you have something that you try to pursue relationship wise or career wise and you feel like them walk away from you or them turn you down or whatever. Nobody don't like that. I will get it. But sometimes that's are the hand of God. That are the blessing. The rejection or being rejected is the blessing. Believe it or not. Because there are certain people that you just by association, if you're beside them or near them, you will never be great. Ever. You will never achieve what you're supposed to if you stay with that person or stay with that set of people. You won't. Like there's a mission where you're upon that they're not a part of that and cannot be a part of that. So enough time it don't line up for you because it wasn't supposed to. It wasn't supposed to. So therefore, a lot of times when things fall through, in other words, how do we learn to not take rejection personally? I mean, me get some email there, bare rejection, and I'm okay with that because as much as I've gotten rejection emails, I've gotten invitations to apply. So therefore, a lot of times, I go say it again, it's chess where I play. We will see that we make a move and somebody trick we. And them gain material advantage over we. And we play the game and we say, how we going? But sometime, just have patience. Because later on down the line, they get complacent. They get complacent in a position and they make a little move and you say, yeah man, I drop my knight into the right place. The queen and the rook. Make a decision. Or we just have a meds, or we jam, or we just have a meds, or we jam. Make a decision. Because it's a fork. A royal fork. Because it's not just, oh, you have to move the queen or rook out of the way. The king is in check as well. So now you have to move the king first. And then no. So therefore, what you think I will go away? Yeah. You just lose the queen. Now, the reason why that is relevant is because a lot of times we get into situations, whether it's the game on the board or the career opportunities or the relationship opportunity, and you just feel like it slip away and like you lose your material advantage. But there is a redemption song. there is a redemption song, and if you have the patience, trust me, you will reach, you will find it. Yeah, you will see it. I will post it on this page. Some of the games that I've played, you will see it. Some of the games that I've played where I had no business winning that match. No business at all. Me never supposed to win. I'ma end up win. You know why? Because when people are ahead of you, they get complacent. But if you're not playing sharp throughout the entirety of the game, guess what happen? You're gonna whittle them down. And before you know it, them get comfortable, and then boom, you take one piece and them say Jaja. Then you take away the next one. And before you know it, them resign. They don't even play to the point of checkmate. They don't even get that far. So, how do you deal with the rejection? How do you deal with people walking away from you? You wanted to carry them, but the piece gone. But that piece get captured. But you lose this. But you lose that. Sometimes you have to give away your own pieces in order to win the game. So the point is, when they walk away, nobody feel away. When they walk away, don't bother feel no way. Because it was supposed to be that way. You see why? You see why? Come ramp with one junker man. Or we just have the meds, or we jam. Yeah? Readily apply meaningful philosophy, and that we do. Yeah? That's what we do. It is hard. It's rough. It's difficult. It's set away. Because, again, nobody don't like feeling like rejection. We don't like it. We don't like feeling like, because it make you feel like a failure. It make you feel like, why is it that this not work out for me? But just because that not work out don't mean something else won't. You have to have the patience. Alright, she never work out. Don't worry about that. Alright, she never work out. Don't worry about that. Work towards the end game. Because guess what? A lot of people like to believe, say there are only 3 stages of chess. But there's actually 4. Yeah. There's the opening, the middle game, the end game, and the 4th. Checkmate. Yeah. There's actually the outcome is the 4th step. Perspective. But also, people like to think that the queen is the most powerful piece on the board. Wrong. The queen is not the most powerful piece on the board. The most powerful piece on the board is actually the pawn. You know why? Because a pawn can threaten a king and a rook at the same time. A pawn can threaten a queen and a king at the same time with a fork. And it's happened. A pawn can promote to a rook or a queen or a knight to deliver checkmate and win the game. So the most powerful piece on the board is actually the pawn and not the queen. Enough time people see you and them think, oh, sure, it's a pawn, that idiot. So them don't play you and them feel like you will never amount to anything. But then when you promote and you level up, them frighten them, say, Jaja, how this happen? How me lose the game? Because you did look on the pawn some kind of way, and know when the pawn promote and win the game and get to checkmate, this is why we don't feel no way when you walk away. So, when we just have a meds, when we jam, Or we just